Alright, hey guys, Christian from Shadow Cyber Films back here again doing another Chris Talks video today. Before I get into that, be sure to check out all links in the description to all of our social media, and also check out the link to our short film playlist down there, and be sure to watch all those. And also think about subscribing so you can get all of our future content and short films. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the video. So today we're going to be talking about creative blocks and some things that I've learned that help me get through my creative blocks, and some things that I've actually heard other people help them get through creative blocks. So once again, realize that this content is actually subjective. It doesn't always work for everyone. So something I say in here that might work for me may not work for you. But, you know, it's always worth a shot. So I'm just going to tell you guys everything that I know and hopefully help some of you out there get through all those creative mental blocks in your brain. So anyways, tip number 1, take a walk. I know, sounds very simple, but just sometimes getting outdoors and getting some of that fresh air into your lungs and your brain can actually help the flow a little bit more in there. And then also, you know, getting some sunshine helps too. So just kind of getting outside and getting a feel with nature can kind of also just help release some of that flow in your brain and kind of tear down a little bit of that wall and get you going back on your way with your work. And, you know, I've run into this countless times where I've just had so much trouble figuring out what to do next in a certain project, whether it be writing a book or writing a script or filming a video or editing or anything like that. I just go out and take a walk, just 5 minutes. That's all it takes. And I come back feeling refreshed, and boom, everything just kind of gets going like that. So another tip is do something else. You know, I mean, just sometimes getting your mind off of whatever project you're working on is causing you all of this stress or frustration potentially. You know, if you start doing a different task, maybe that can help take your mind off of it, releasing some of those negative emotions and allowing you to kind of get back on your way with your work. Because sometimes that's what it is that's blocking you, is just negative feelings that you're experiencing in your brain because you feel like you're not getting anywhere with the project when really you're actually getting a lot farther than you think. So sometimes doing something else can kind of help trigger that in your brain and just kind of make you realize, like, oh, I've actually done more here than I thought I had in the first place. So something like that also helps. And then, of course, you know, also going out and doing something else, you might end up seeing something that sparks a whole new idea in your brain. And then that single spark can lead a whole chain reaction throughout your entire mind and just kind of come up with all these different ideas, just rapid fire. All of a sudden, random things that you never would have thought of before just suddenly coming to mind because you saw this one little thing that just sparked your creativity to a whole new level. And trust me, I've had that happen too. I'll go outside and I'll just, even seeing like a flower a certain way or something, I know that sounds silly, but just seeing that like one tiny detail or something like that can just change your whole perspective on things completely and just allow you to come up with all these different incredible ideas that you can use in your line of work. And my last suggestion really is take a nap. I know this kind of makes me sound like I'm a lazy person, but really I hate taking naps. I hate sleeping at all during the day because I feel like it's just attractive for my work time, and I understand that if you guys are like that too, or even if you like taking naps, that's fine. But, you know, once again, I usually feel like it detracts from my work time, but if I'm getting so frustrated that I just can't think of anything, or I'm like really exhausted or something like that, I just go lay down for a little bit and allow myself to kind of recharge a little bit and, you know, get your brain kind of working again correctly. Because sometimes when you work it too hard for too long, it'll just stop functioning properly. So you got to give it a little bit of rest. It's kind of like a phone, how you have to recharge it restart it every now and then to get some things to work properly. The same kind of goes to your brain. You just need to give it a little bit of a restart. And then also, you know, sleeping, you're dreaming most of the time, so you can get that creative flow going there, because your brain just takes control over the reins, and you'll imagine some really weird things. In fact, you wouldn't believe how many ideas I've gotten just from dreams alone. Like Priceless even, I think, was one that I got from Dream, and look where that got. I mean, that made it all the way to an international cinema fest, which I never would have expected. But, you know, I took that nap one day, and all of a sudden that idea just hit me, and I rolled with it, and boom, it made it to an international cinema fest. That's my biggest project so far. That was actually my first project. Okay, excuse that little setback there. I'm not quite sure what just happened. My equipment had a little bit of a freak out moment there. So anyways, like I was saying, you know, getting a nap and all that can recharge your brain once again and also give you the ability to, you go through dreams and see these things that maybe your mind wouldn't have been open to before. So it's always just a thought to do that. So those 3 tips have kind of worked for me throughout the years. And now one that I've just kind of heard from other people that have worked for them hasn't necessarily quite worked for me. I've tried it a few times and it didn't quite work out properly. But that idea is just working through your block. So a lot of people that I've actually heard, they'll tend to, like, whenever they get a block, they'll just keep on writing or keep on drawing until eventually they break through that wall and it just kind of crumbles down and they can keep on going. So, like I said, that works for some people. Hasn't worked so much for me. I still struggle whenever I do that, and it just kind of frustrates me even more, so then I eventually end up just go taking a nap or something or go and taking a walk. But, so that is an idea for you guys to try out if you would like. So there's 4 tips for you guys to think about during your creative blocks that may or may not help you get out of that and, continue on with your work. So anyways, guys, thank you all for watching this episode of Chris Talks. I really love doing these. But anyways, don't forget to check out all the links in the description to all of our short films and our social media sites. And then also think about subscribing to get more of our future content and our short films. That's all I got for you guys today. Peace out.